Good morning, students. Let's see the continuity of 13th group elements. Okay, in that today we are going to discuss about hydrides of 13th group elements. Halide we did already. Okay, today we are going to discuss about halides of 13th group elements. Sorry, hydrides of 13th group elements. The 13th group elements hydrides means 13th group elements consist hydrogen. 13th group elements. What are 13th group elements? You know very well. 13th group or third A group. Am I right? Okay. So what are they? Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. These are 13th group elements. Okay. So now these compounds with hydrogens, they form hydrides. Okay. So let's see. But these elements do not react directly with hydrogen. Hydrides means here hydrogen which is having minus charge. In the hydrides, hydrogen process minus charge. Remember this. Generally hydrogen having positive +1, but in the hydrides it shows mostly -1. Remember this. So now these with hydrogen, these elements with hydrogen called as hydrides of 13th group. Thirteenth group elements do not combine directly with hydrogen, but they form hydrides of stable covalent bonds. Covalent bond means equal sharing of electron. Okay. This is A and B. Suppose these two electrons belongs to A and also these two also belongs to this B. These two electrons belongs to A and these two electrons also B. Then this bond is called as covalent bond. Covalent bond. So they form hydrides of stable covalent. So they have stable covalent bonds. So that hydrogen, 13th group hydrogen having hydrides, that is called stable covalent bonds. Okay. 13th group hydrides are called boranes. Remember this word, borane. 13th group hydrides are called as boranes. So here it has three types of boranes. In one is the formula is BnHn plus 4. This is one type of borane. And another type of borane is BnHn plus 6. Okay. So these two are boranes. In that this is less stable boranes. Less stable borane. Let's see. So now here N is equals to 5, 6 and 10. Here n is equals 4, 5, 6 and 10. 9, not 10. Okay. So n value are here like this. Suppose keep n is equals to here. These two are called as borates, or boron and hydrate. Boron hydrate. Suppose boron in the first element. So the boron and hydrogen make hydrides. We call these boron hydrates. We call it boron hydrates, where n is equals to 5, 6 and 10. Clear? And come to here Bn Hn plus 6. Whatever the value of n here. So it is clearly 4, 5, 6 and 9 value. Suppose keep n value to there. Then what type of boron we get? Suppose n is equals to 2. In that B2H6, B2H6. So very important, this one is diboron. What we call it is diboron. Diboron. Okay, diboron. Okay, B2H6. So now keep here n is equals to 4 here in this B4H10. So now it is tetraboron 10. What we call it is tetraboron 10. 10 hydrogens. Boron with hydrogen. Boron hydrates. Okay. So here for this one, what is the example? Diboron. For this one, B4H10 tetraboron. These are the common example for this one and this one. So these type of boron hydrates are less stable. Remember this. Okay, this is the bit less stable. Now in these two, which one is more stable? So this is the most stable, this is the less stable. Why? Because this is from this formula. Okay, remember this. Now what we call it is B2H6 a diboron. Okay, diboron. So note it, very important point here. BH3, it is unknown. It is unknown as hydride. So it is not exist actually. Why it is? Let us see. BH3 hydride is not exist. Let's see. It is unknown, we call it is. So we know B2H6, okay, and B4H10 also, but BH3 cannot write by using these formulas. Let's see why. What is the reason? Reason BH3 form a dimer. It gives diboron. That means BH3 is B2H6 or not? B2H6 or not? What it is? Diboron, clearly. So individually BH3 doesn't exist here. We call it is unknown. Unknown, very important. In the option he given, suppose B2H6, B4H10, and third option is BH3. So which of the following hydrides is unknown, means that option is option C, that is BH3. Clear? Okay, is it clear? Why? Because it is BH3 doesn't exist like that. It makes a dimer as B2H6, BH3, BH3. That means how much it gives? B2H6. It is a dimer. Dimer means two molecules are accumulated like. So let's see. Dimeric form we call it is. The structure of this one is BH, BH and H and boron and H, and this is hydrogen. BH3, BH3. Okay, clear? So BH3, BH3 make a dimer. What we call it is dimer. Dimer of BH3. So 2 BH3 like dimer, it gives B2H6, B2H6 diboron structure. It is diboron structure, B2H6 structure. Okay. So in the option, suppose we given BH3, it is unknown. Remember this. Okay, that is the answer. So why it is exist like it make us diboron? How it is exist? It get this stability as diboron form. Okay, dimer means two molecules together. Okay, remember that. So particular reason why it is doesn't known or doesn't exist, the reason is already we discussed about back bonding phenomena. Okay. So what is that back bond phenomena? In boron trifer we observe that. So now BH3 structure, suppose this, Okay. So now this hydrogen consists of one electron, am I right? Hydrogen, what is the atomic number? 1. That means it has one electron, am I right? Right, electronic configuration 1s1. What about boron? 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. Why? Because it has 5 electrons. 5 electrons. This is the electronic configuration. Okay, 2s2, 2p1. Okay, clear? So now suppose this is 2s2, outermost electronic configuration. Now this electron suppose shifted to here. Then 1 electron into s1 now, and 2 electrons in 2p2. Am I right? 2p2. 1 electron moves towards this. 2s1 then 2p2. So this is the expression. So which hybridization it is? Clearly sp2 hybridization. sp2 hybridization. Okay, sp2 hybridization. So let's see now here. Remember this. Now boron has an empty orbital, am I right? Empty p orbital is there, vacant p orbital. What we call it is vacant p orbitals. Vacant p orbitals, am I right? Vacant p orbital. So there is no electron here. Okay. So now hydrogen contribute 1 electron here, and boron contribute 1 electron. Why? Because boron consists 3 electrons. 1, 2, 3 single electrons. Now boron offer 1 electron, and this hydrogen offer 1 electron, which is in 1s. Here boron having 3 electrons, 1, 2, 3. Should need to remember that. So which hybridization it is? sp2 hybridization. 1 s orbital and 2 p orbitals combined together are intermixing to give 3 sp2 hybrid orbital. How many? 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals are given. So 1 s orbital and 2 p orbitals gives how many sp2 hybrid orbitals? 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals. Okay, remember this. So simple, you should remember, we have the hybridization concept in chemical bonding. You just remember here the boron is in sp2 hybridization in this manner. So it has 1 electron and 2 electrons, totally 3 electrons at boron as sp2 hybridization form. So now each sp2 hybrid orbital having single electron. Remember this. So now this boron offer 1 electron here. Okay. Now hydrogen having 1 electron here and it offer 1 electron. So now bond means 2 electrons, am I right? So that 1 electron from this and 1 electron from this. Total bond means 2 electrons. Remember this. Now again boron offer 1 more electron and this hydrogen offer 1 more electron. Now this one and this one. Totally how many electrons around boron? 6 electrons around boron, am I right? Around boron, clear? So but this condition is unstable condition. This condition is unstable. The molecule is unstable. When the molecule become stable, so but it gain 8 electrons around, or it process 8 electron around boron, then BH3 becomes stable. Okay, clear? So only 3 to just 6 electrons. Okay, if it need 2 more electrons to get 8. So 8 electrons means we call it is octet configuration. Remember this. What we call it is octet means 8. But how many electrons are there around boron here? Only 6 electrons only. So now that boron need to gain 2 electrons. Okay, clear? Up to. So now there is no octet. Okay. So only 6 electrons. So now for that BH3 doesn't exist as BH3 molecule. But when it is involved like dimer, it gain 8 electrons. Okay, 8 electrons. Suppose see here 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to 8 octet. In this manner, it may be going to try to get stable, not completely stable manner. Okay. So remember this. You should need to remember BH3 does not exist. Okay. Let's see. Here batch bond phenomena is there in this molecule. So there is no electron. Hydrogen having only 1 electron here. There is no excess electron at hydrogen. So let's see. Hydrogen has only 1 electron. It already contributed to boron. No electron. No electron. No electron at hydrogen after bonding with boron. Okay. If is there any another electron, now it can able to form one more bond with boron like this. That electron can ready to give this boron. Okay. But there is no chance. Why? Because it has only one electron. That means what we call it is, if it offer one electron, it is called back bond. Back bond. But there is no electrons. That means no back bond here. Remember this. Already I explained in the boron trifluoride. So follow that concept also. Okay. So in the BH3, no back bond possible. No back bond. No back bond possible. That means we call it is pi p p orbitals. No p orbitals are there in hydrogen. Only one s orbital is there. It has one electron. It contributed to boron. There is no p orbital. Pi means pi bond. Pi p back bond. It is absent. This type of back bond is not there in boron BH3 molecule here. Okay, so it doesn't exist like BH3. We call it is unknown molecule. Okay, as hydride. Remember that. Options of pi p back bond. Remember this. Okay, it is unknown. Simple. If we given four options, one is suppose beta-S6, another one B4H10, and third one BH3. Which hydride of boron doesn't exist means what is the answer? BH3. Why? There is no back bond. That means unable to form hydrogen with boron again. Why? Because there is no electron. Okay. So there is no p orbital. So pi p back bond is absent. Let's see this concept in boron trifluoride. Already I explained. Okay. Clear? So now in the boron hydrides, in the 13th group here we will only discuss about boron and its hydrides. Later we will go for aluminium and gallium and also thallium. So in that, in the boranes, we have two types of formulas, am I right? One is BnHn plus 4, another one is BnHn plus 6. In that, the first one is diborane. Diborane. It's a very important molecule. We have direct bits in JEE, NEET and MCET. Okay. B2H6. It is called as diborane. Diborane. What we call it is, why? It is a borane molecule. What we call it is borane. How it is? What is the formula? BnHn plus 4. Suppose keep the value of n is equals to Bn 2 plus 4. Then B2H6 diborane. Diborane. What we call it is diborane. Okay. In the diborane, boron, we have the two boron. Two borons are central atoms. Boron atoms are the central atoms. Boron is the central atom. How many borons here? We have two borons and 6 hydrogens. The two borons are central atoms. Remember that. Okay. And remember one thing. It is an electron deficient molecule. It needs electron to get this stability. Some lack of electrons to get this stability. It is an electron deficient molecule. Remember this. Electron deficient means it needs electron to get this stability. So B2H6 diborane is an electron deficient molecule. Electron deficient molecule. So I will explain. Okay. In the central atom, what it is? Boron atoms. How many boron atoms? 2 boron atoms. It consists 2 boron atoms. Am I right? And it consists 6 hydrogen atoms. Am I right? 6 hydrogen atoms. Clear? Now go for boron here, the formation of B2H6. Let us take the first boron. What is its atomic number? 5. How many electrons it consists? 5 electrons. Write its electronic configuration: 1s2, 2s2 and 2p1. Okay, this is called ground state electronic configuration of boron. Ground state electronic configuration of boron. Okay, so now this is the valency cell electronic configuration. 1s first cell, then go for second cell, 2s, 2p. Am I right? This is the outermost valency cell electronic configuration. So how many electrons it consists in the 2s? It consists 2 electrons. In the 2p, it consists only 1 electron. 1 electron. Okay, this is the ground state. Suppose if you offer some energy or heating, whatever it, this electron can migrate into this 2p. Okay, the 2s electron into 2p. So that we call it is first excited state electronic configuration. Excited state electronic configuration. First excited state of electronic configuration of boron is what it is? What it is? 1s2, 2s1, 2p1, 2p1. That means 2p2. Am I right? 2p2. 1 electron in 2s and 2 electrons in 2p. Am I right? Clear? So here one vacant. Listen carefully. Is it clear now? Up to this electron shifted to in this 2p. The electron from 2s having 2 electrons. That electron shifted towards 2p. Am I right? Clear up to? Is it clear for all? Okay, up to. So now that is called first excited state. So in the first excited state, this electron enter into this p orbital. Okay. So now if we observe clearly, here one vacant p orbital is there. This is s and this is p. Vacant p orbital it is. There is no electron. Vacant p orbital. Okay. Now listen carefully. Now this s orbital, one s orbital, and these 3 p orbitals undergoes sp3 hybridization. Which hybridization? sp3 hybridization. Clear? sp3 hybridization. How many sp3 hybrid orbitals are formed here? 1 s orbital and 2 p orbital, 3 p orbitals. Even empty also involved here. Vacant orbital also involved. 1 s orbital, 3 p orbital intermixing. Okay, they form 4 sp3. 1s plus 3p. That means how much? 4 sp3. 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals are formed. How many sp3? So now the boron, single boron undergoes which hybridization? sp3 hybridization. How many sp3 hybrid orbital it consists? Boron 4 sp3. In that out of 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, 3 sp3 hybrid orbitals consist 3 electrons and 1 sp3 hybrid orbital is vacant. Why? Because there is no electron. The 4th sp3 I will explain here. Okay. So the boron B2H6 it consists of 2 central atoms. So for one boron it is the sp3 hybridization. Clear? For second boron also the same manner. It is also undergoes sp3 hybridization. It has 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. In that 3 sp3 hybrid orbitals consist 3 electrons and 4th sp3 hybrid orbital is vacant. Okay, remember that. So not the point one by one. So very important with this one. In diborane, each boron undergoes sp3 hybridization. Okay, and each boron have 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Out of 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, 3 sp3 hybrid orbitals only consist single electrons. Am I right? Single electrons. How many electrons are there here? 3 electrons only. We have 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Out of 4, only 3 sp3 hybrid orbitals only consist one electron. So the remaining 4th sp3 hybrid orbital is vacant. Remember this point. Okay. Clear mark to everyone? For second boron is also same phenomena. The two borons having 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, and the fourth sp3 hybrid orbital is vacant in each boron. This phenomena in two borons takes place. Two boron having 4 sp3 hybrid orbital. So the first boron 3 sp3 hybrid orbital consists single electrons, and one is vacant. And second boron is also having 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, and it also having 3 single electrons in each sp3 hybrid orbitals, and 4th sp3 hybrid orbital is vacant. Remember that. Okay. So what is the hybridization of each boron in diboron? sp3 hybridization. Write the question. Hybridization of each boron in B2H6, that is diboron, is an electron deficient molecule. It needs electrons to get this stability. I will explain how it is need electrons. Okay. Option A, sp2 hybridization. Option B, sp3 hybridization. Option C, sp3 dehybridization. Option C, sp hybridization. Which one is correct, student? Can anybody? So clearly it is sp3 hybridization. sp3. Okay, clear? Each boron undergoes sp3 hybridization. Okay. Diboron is a type of boron. Diboron is a type of boron as BnHn plus 4. Option B, BnHn plus 6. Option C, BnHn plus 2. Option D, BnHn. What type of it is? It is clearly BnHn plus 4. Am I right? Why? Because in B2H6 n value is 2. Am I right? So now B2 2 plus 4. Am I right? B2H6. This type of compound boron, diboron is. So this is the answer. Okay, clear? Next question. Number of vacant or it is vacant better. Number of vacant sp3 hybrid orbitals in a boron in B2H6. Option A, in a boron, that means in one boron. Option A, vacant means 1, option B 2, option C 3, option D 4. In each boron, one boron. In one boron, how many sp3 vacant orbitals are there? Hybrid orbitals, only one. Total 2 vacant sp3. Second boron also. Total number of filled hybrid orbitals. Which hybrid? sp3. Filled hybrid orbitals of a boron, that is one boron. How many filled hybrid orbitals are there in each boron? 3, option B 4, option C 2, option D 1. How many? 3 sp3 hybrid orbital having filled with electrons. Am I right? And fourth one is vacant. Fourth one is vacant for each boron. Clear, mark 2? So now you have an idea. In diboron, each boron undergoes sp3 hybridization. In one boron, it has one vacant sp3 hybrid orbital and 3 fulfilled, that means filled sp3 hybrid orbital with a single electron. Am I right? And second boron also, it has 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. In that, one is vacant and 3 is filled with electrons. Okay, remember that. So why? Because that point is very, very important for the formation of the bonds between two borons. Okay, let's see. And remember that. Now, comparison of diboron with ethane. Ethane means C2H6. Now the comparison, we should need to know about this one. This is B2H6 diboron. What we call it is diboron. What about this one? C2H6, am I right? This is ethane, and we call it is alkane group. Alkane. I think if you observe clearly, both are having similar formulation, am I right? B2H6, C2H6. That means the structure of C2H6 is, how many carbons here? It has 2 carbons. The bond between 2 carbons, and how many hydrogens? We have 6 hydrogens, and the carbon having tetravalency. That means the carbon can able to form 4 bonds around it. Now this carbon is already form one bond with this carbon, am I right? And it can able to form 3 bonds with 3 hydrogens only. Okay, clear? Why? Because the total number of bonds around the carbon is always 4 only. That is the tetravalency of carbon. So carbon can able to form 4 bonds wherever it is present. So now 1, 2, 3, 4 bonds enough, and count here 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 1 bond with this carbon, and we have 6 hydrogen. In that 3 are here and 3 are at this carbon. This is the structure of C2H6. Okay, all are single bond. Now what you expect that the structure of B2H6 is maybe, and hybridization of each carbon is here sp3, and here it is also sp3. Okay, sp3. Then here we expecting this type of structure, am I right? Why? Because B2H6, C2H6, but it is not possible here. So now this is boron and boron, and this is the hydrogen, and this is hydrogen. I think we expecting like this, am I right? Where boron is processed sp3 and sp3. I think we are expecting this type of structure, but it is not possible. But it is not possible. Okay, that means B2H6 is an electron deficient, lack of electrons, but it is electron precise molecule. Electron precise molecule. Remember this. What is precise means? The carbon having exact electron to form bonds with 3 hydrogen and 1 carbon. Listen carefully. Electron precise molecule means now the 2 carbon having some electrons, that electrons are exact enough to form this kind of structure. Suppose I need to buy a pen. The cost of the pen is 4 rupees. Okay. Now I have only 4 rupees. Now I can able to buy the pen or not. Now I am precise, exactly precise. Okay. Suppose the pen cost is 4 rupees, but I have only 3 rupees only. Then how can I buy the pen? It is impossible. That is electron deficient here. Now I am the deficient. Okay. Is it clear both the difference? Exactly can able to form such kind of bonds, that we call it as precise. So later we will discuss about electron precise and electron poor and electron rich. Now it is electron poor also. What we call it is electron poor compound. Remember this. No electron sufficient to make such kind of bonds like this. Okay. So exactly enough. All the electrons of carbon can able to form such kind of bonds. So electron precise exactly. Electron poor. Electron rich means excess electrons are there. That means the cost of pen is 4 rupees. I have 10 rupees. That means excess rupees I have, excess money. Is it clear? The difference? Exactly the electrons are can able to form this. But it need electrons to form the bond between boron and boron. Okay? I will explain. Is it clear up to? Write the question. Which of the following compound represents the electron deficient compound? Electron deficient compound. Electron deficient compound. This is the question. Option A, B2H6, option B, SiH4, option C, PH3, option D, NH3, option E, CH4, methane, option F also, C2H6 also we can able to write. These are all the compounds. In that V2H6 is only electron deficient. These are all precise. PH3, electron rich, it has electron, and NH3, electron pair. Okay, clear? So carbon is exactly precise. So this kind of bit is given in the previous examination. In that, what is the electron deficient molecule? B2H6 only. Okay, so the remaining are sufficient electron to make the bond with their corresponding atoms. Phosphorus can able to form 3 hydrogens, nitrogen can able to form 3 hydrogens, carbon can able to form 4 bonds with 4 hydrogens. C2H6 like this is also electron precise molecule. Already we noticed that. Now which one is the electron deficient molecule? So this B2H6, what we call it is simply diborane, is called as electron deficient. Clear? This is JE bit in the previous. Okay. Hydrides means with hydrogen. 13th group with hydrogens. Now structure of diborane. Structure of diborane. Structure of diborane. What is the formula? B2H6. What is the formula? B2H6. Central atom is boron atoms. How many central atoms? B2H6 has two central atoms. Am I right? How many central atoms? Two central atoms there. In B2H6, each boron undergoes sp3 hybridization and it form 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals in each boron. Okay, out of 4 sp3 hybrid orbital of boron, one is vacant, that is no electron, another 3 are with single electrons. Okay, clear? For second boron is also same phenomena. So let us take, this is the boron, this is the boron, clear? We have two borons. How many hydrogens? 6 hydrogen. So we need to discuss about hydrogen also. For hydrogen, what is the atomic number? 1. So it has 1 electron. Am I right? Electronic configuration of hydrogen is 1s1. 1s1. So in 1s orbital, hydrogen having 1 electron. Remember that. Okay. And let us come to the first boron. Okay. Now the bond takes place between boron and boron. How it is happened? So this boron consists of 4. Am I right? This is 1 sp3. This is another sp3, which consists of 1 electron. It is also consists of 1 electron. Am I right? This is third sp3 hybrid orbital of this boron. This also consists of 1 electron. I told that already. Out of 4, 3 sp3 hybrid orbital consists 3 electrons. And the fourth one is vacant. No electron. Vacant sp3. Vacant sp3. Okay, clear up to? Next come to second boron. Now one sp3. Am I right? Second sp3 which consists of 1 electron. Am I right? This is third sp3 with a single electron. Am I right? And fourth one is vacant. This is vacant sp3. No electron. No electron. Clear, my students, up to vacant sp3, that is no electron, that we discussed. What is the hybridization? sp3. How many sp3 hybrid orbitals? 4. Out of 4, 3 sp3 consist each 1 electron, and fourth one is vacant. Okay. Now come to, now this boron can able to form bond with hydrogens. Clear? Let's see. How many hydrogens here we have? 6 hydrogens, am I right? Now each hydrogen having 1s. That means it has 1 electron. Now this is the hydrogen s orbital. It is spherical shape. Hydrogen 1s of hydrogen. This is hydrogen. Clear? It has 1 electron. It has 1 electron. Now these two are this electron from this hydrogen. This electron. and this is this electron. Okay, clear? The two electrons, one electron from this and one electron from here. Two electrons. That bond takes place, this boron and hydrogen. That is sigma bond. What we call it is sigma bond. Sigma, single bond, sigma bond. So bond means two electrons. The bond takes place between boron and hydrogen by the contribution of one electron from this boron and another electron from this hydrogen. Okay, clear? Next, come to. This is hydrogen, 1s. It consists one electron. Now these two are contribute like this. Now the bond takes place. Boron and H. Which bond it is? Sigma bond. Single bond is called as sigma bond. Sigma bond. What we call it is, this means sigma bond. Sigma bond. Okay, clear up to? Next come to. So two hydrogens are clear. Next come to third hydrogen. It has one electron. These two are contribute here. So again sigma bond between H and boron. And come to here. This hydrogen, which is 1s. It having one electron. One electron from this, one electron from here. Okay. So sigma bond takes place. Clear up to? Four hydrogens are over. So remaining two hydrogens we have. Okay. And in that, this is the electron, am I right? Now this is the hydrogen. It consists of one electron. Am I right? These are the two electrons. One electron. This another electron is. The bond takes place between B and H. Okay, clear? Which orbital it is 1s. And come to here. This is S. It has one electron. Am I right? Another hydrogen. Two electrons. This is clear up to everyone. This boron form three bonds with three hydrogen. This boron can also form three bonds with three hydrogens. Now where the bond between these two borons, there is no bond between these two boron, am I right? In between boron and boron, is there any bond? No bond. If you want to form the bond here, there is no electrons to form the bond between boron and boron. This is empty, no electron, this is empty. So no electrons are available to form the bond between boron and boron. Am I right? Clear, students? Now this boron can have three electrons. It easily form three bonds with the three hydrogens. Out of 6, 3 hydrogens we left. And again that three hydrogens bonded with this boron, 3 bonds. And where the bond takes place between boron and boron? No way. Here, am I right? Why? Because there is no electron to make the bond between boron and boron. So it is empty sp3, it is also empty sp3. Am I right? Clear up to? So there is no electron. So B2H6 is an electron deficient molecule. Lack of electron is there. Am I right? Clear? So there is no bond between boron and boron. Now there is a special bond takes place boron. So very important that is. Now listen, very important and carefully listen. What it is? How many electrons here? Don't consider these two. These are already contributed here. 2 electrons only. 1 electron. Now how many electrons here? BH bond consists of 2 electrons. Am I right here? 2 electrons only. This is one center. This is one center hydrogen and this is the third center, am I right? Now I would like to make a bridge like this in between among boron, hydrogen and boron. I would like to make a bond. I would like to construct a bridge here. Let's see how it is. This is boron, this is hydrogen. A bond means 2 electrons. Already these 2 electrons are utilized in between boron and hydrogen, am I right? There is no electron to make a bond with boron here at this boron. Am I right? Now in this manner, what happened here? In this situation, these two electrons shared by this boron and this hydrogen and this boron. These two electrons shared by this boron and this hydrogen and this boron. Clear, ma? Up to all of you? Everyone? Clear? these two electrons can shared by three centers. 1, 2, 3. Clear up to? So we can represent that now. Simply two electrons, okay, this is hydrogen, okay, clear up to? These two electrons in between, these boron and hydrogen, can shade between three atoms, boron, hydrogen, boron. Is it clear? Two electrons in between boron and hydrogen, okay, shared between boron and hydrogen and 3. These are the three centers, 2 electron bond. What we call it is 3 electron, 2 centers. Same manner also here. So here it has 2 electrons, am I right? In between B and H. Now these 2 electrons also applicable to this boron. So 2 electrons in between 3 centers. The 2 electrons are shared by 3 atoms. Okay, clear? So let's see. We can represent this. This is hydrogen. 2 electrons we have, okay, it is belongs to this, okay, 2 electrons with 3 center. This is hydrogen. Clear? Simply we can represent this structure. This is boron, hydrogen, this is boron, this is hydrogen, okay. Now this is, there is no bond between these two boron, am I right? Now it has empty sp3, it has empty sp3, am I right? Now the bond takes place between BHB by using these 2 electrons. How many centers? 1, 2, 3. Clear, all of you? Okay, clear? Now here the bond angle is inside 97 degrees. In the outside it is 120 degrees. In the some of the books it is also 95. Remember this, nearly 97, 120. Okay, clear? It's important. Bond angle BHB bridge. How many centers? 1, 2, 3. These 2 electrons shared between 3 centers. Again here also these 2 electrons shared between 3 centers. Am I right? Clear? So listen. BHB bond is called bridged bond. Bridge. We construct a bridge between boron and hydrogen and boron by using these 2 electrons between boron and hydrogen. Actually there is no electron here. Remember this. Okay, these 2 electrons shared by these 3 atoms. That is a special type of bond here. Here also these 2 electrons shared by, okay, BHB bond. So in diborane 2BHB bridged bonds are present. Am I right? How many bridged bonds are present here? 1, 2, that means 1, 2, 3. Sorry, this is 1 BHB. 2 bridged bonds are present. Am I right? Clear? Remember that. Okay. Now BH2 group, BH2. Okay, let's see. This BHB bond is called as how many centers? 1, 2, 3. 3 centered, C means centers. 2 electron bond. 2 electron bond. 3 centered, 1, 2, 3 centered, 2 electron bond. 2 electrons bond. What we call it? 3-centered 2-electron bonds. So how many bonds, such type of bonds are here? Two 3-centered 2-electron bonds in diborane. 3-centered 2 electrons. What type of bonds are present in diborane at bridge position? 3-centered 1, 2, 3, 2 electrons. Okay, so right here. So direct bit in JE. Three-centered 2-electron bond. 3-centered and 2-electron bonds. How many bonds, such type of bonds? This is one bond, this is one. We also call this bond banana bond. What we call it is? Banana bond. BHB bond is called as banana bond. How many number of banana bonds are possible? This is one bond, this is one. This is the banana bond. I will draw the structure. So two banana bonds are possible here. Okay, remember that. Clear mark two. So banana structure means okay, what it is? Hydrogen, and this is hydrogen. This is like a banana, am I right? BHB. 2 electrons, 3 centers. 2 electrons, these 3 centers. So 2 banana bonds are possible. Okay, clear? This is a banana shape or not? This is one banana bond, this is banana bond. BHB bond is also called as banana bond. 3 centered 2 electrons bond. Okay, clear ma? All of you? This is also beta-H6 structure, banana structure. We call it is tau bond also, tau bond. That banana bond is also called as tau bond. Tau bond. Banana bond is also called as tau bond. Tau shape it is. Okay? Tau. Like this. In the mathematics, the tau structure is like that. So this is appearance as tau. Okay? We call it is tau bond. Okay? Remember this. Clear? So now what is the name of this bond? 3-centered, in between only 3-centered 2 electron bond. Clear? Now another name is banana bond and another name is tau bond. Clear? It is an electron deficient molecule. What is the hybridization of boron here? sp3 hybridization. Here it is also sp3 hybridization. Clear, student, up to everyone? And also tau bond we call it is. Okay? Remember this, very very important. 3-centered 2 electron bond takes place in diborane. And okay students, I will continue on tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.